Have you ever wondered about the fate of the lost colony of Roanoke? Picture this. The year is 1587, and a group of English settlers has just established a colony on Roanoke Island, in what we now know as North Carolina. They're full of hope and dreams of a new life in an uncharted world. But fast forward a few years and they've vanished without a trace. The only clue left behind is the word Croatoan, etched into a tree. A historical enigma has been born, one that has puzzled historians and amateur sleuths alike for centuries. What happened to those hopeful settlers? Where did they go? Why did they leave only a cryptic message behind? These are the questions that have fueled countless theories and speculations, each more fascinating than the last. So, grab your detective hats, folks. Let's dive into this centuries-old mystery and try to unravel it. In the year 1587, English settlers embarked on a journey to establish a colony on Roanoke Island. The promise of a new world, ripe with opportunities, beckoned these intrepid souls to venture across the vast, unpredictable Atlantic. They were driven by a vision, a dream of prosperity and freedom in an untouched wilderness. This was a time when the world was expanding, when the unknown was a siren song to the adventurous, the desperate, and the hopeful. A group of approximately 115 people, men, women, and children, under the leadership of John White, set sail from the shores of England. They carried with them the hopes and dreams of their motherland, a desire to expand the English realm, and perhaps a touch of personal ambition. Their journey was not an easy one. The Atlantic was a formidable opponent, with its unpredictable weather, treacherous waves, and the ever-present danger of running out of provisions. Yet, the settlers persevered, their determination fueled by the promise of a better life. Upon their arrival, they discovered an island that was both beautiful and harsh. Roanoke Island, located in what is now North Carolina, was a land of dense forests, rich soil, and abundant wildlife. But it was also a land of challenges. The settlers had to contend with the unfamiliar climate, the scarcity of resources, and the complex relationships with the indigenous peoples. Despite these challenges, the settlers established their colony. They built homes, planted crops, and began to carve out a life in this new world. They named their settlement after the island itself, Roanoke. For a time it seemed that their dreams were becoming a reality. But this was not to last. The colony of Roanoke, the first English settlement in the New World, would soon become a place of intrigue and mystery. The settlers who had braved the Atlantic, who had built a life in the wilderness, would vanish without a trace. But little did they know, their colony would soon become an eternal mystery. When John White, the governor of the colony, returned from England, he found the settlement eerily deserted. The once bustling colony, brimming with life, was now a ghost town. The homes and fortifications the settlers had built were strangely dismantled, not destroyed, suggesting a planned departure rather than a hasty one. The settlers, who had arrived with dreams of establishing a new life, had vanished without a trace. There were no signs of struggle or conflict, no evidence of a violent end. The air was thick with silence, the only sound being the echo of White's own footfalls. The absence of graves indicated that there hadn't been a mass death. It was as if the colonists had evaporated into thin air. The most baffling clue left behind was a single word, Croatoan, carved into a tree. The word was a name, that of a nearby island inhabited by a Native American tribe friendly to the English. But why would the colonists leave such a cryptic message? Was it a desperate plea for help, or a sign of where they had gone? White had left explicit instructions that if the colonists were to leave the settlement, they were to carve a Maltese cross into a tree. The absence of this cross suggested that they hadn't been under duress when they left. Yet the colonists had abandoned the safety of their fortifications and disappeared into the wilderness. What could have compelled them to do so? Was it starvation, disease, or conflict with the native tribes? Or was there a more sinister reason behind their disappearance? The only thing that is certain is that they left no clear answers, only questions. The colony that was once filled with hope and promise was now nothing more than an eerie tableau of abandonment. The settlers' dreams of a new life had ended not with a bang, but with a whisper. Their sudden departure, leaving behind only a single cryptic message, has been a subject of endless speculation. This sudden disappearance of the colonists has puzzled historians for centuries. The lost colony of Roanoke remains one of the most enduring mysteries in American history, a tantalizing enigma that continues to captivate our imagination even today. Over the years, numerous theories have been proposed to explain the mysterious disappearance of the Roanoke colonists. Each theory presents its own fascinating narrative, a possible answer to a question that has baffled historians for centuries. Let's start with the assimilation theory. This theory suggests that the colonists may have integrated with local Native American tribes. There are historical accounts from later settlers that mention the presence of Native Americans with European features, which could suggest intermarriage and assimilation. Perhaps the colonists, faced with the harsh realities of the New World, found survival in the embrace of the native tribes, adopting their ways and gradually losing their own identity. Next up is the massacre theory. Quite grim, this theory proposes that the colonists met a violent end at the hands of either the Spanish or local tribes. The Spanish had been combing the east coast of America, hunting for English colonies. They might have stumbled upon Roanoke and destroyed it. Alternatively, it could have been local tribes, perhaps reacting to the colonists' intrusion into their lands. However, the lack of archaeological evidence of a battle or massacre makes this theory less convincing. Then there's the theory of relocation due to harsh conditions. The colonists might have decided to move, seeking a more hospitable environment. The word Croatoan found carved on a tree could be a clue to this. Croatoan was the name of an island south of Roanoke, known today as Hatteras Island, and also the name of the Native American tribe living there. Could this be a message left by the colonists indicating their new location? It's a plausible theory, but again, there's a lack of solid, verifiable evidence. Some even suggest a supernatural or extraterrestrial involvement. But we'll leave those theories to the realms of science fiction and folklore. Each theory presents its own compelling argument, a possible piece in the puzzle of the Lost Colony of Roanoke. But what's truly fascinating is how these theories reflect our own understanding of the world and our place in it. The assimilation theory suggests a harmonious coexistence with the natural world. The massacre theory reflects our fear of the violent and unknown. And the relocation theory symbolizes our human instinct to adapt and survive. While these theories provide possible explanations, none have been conclusively proven. The mystery of the Lost Colony of Roanoke remains unsolved, reminding us that sometimes history leaves behind questions that we may never be able to definitively answer. The Lost Colony of Roanoke remains one of history's most intriguing mysteries. It's a tale that has puzzled historians for over 4 centuries, a mystery that has withstood the test of time. The disappearance of over 100 English settlers in the late 16th century, without a trace, save for the cryptic word Croatoan carved on a tree, is a story that continues to captivate us all. We've journeyed through the establishment of the colony and the mysterious circumstances under which it vanished. We've delved into the theories and speculations that have been proposed over the years. From the possibility of a massacre by local tribes, to a peaceful assimilation with the indigenous population, to the ominous theory of a deadly disease outbreak, we've explored the various paths that may lead us closer to the truth. Yet, despite the countless investigations, the many hypotheses, and the relentless search for evidence, the fate of the settlers remains shrouded in mystery. The word Croatoan, believed to be a clue, only deepens the enigma. Was it a desperate plea for help, a cryptic message, or a simple indication of the colonists' new location? We may never know. The enduring mystery of Roanoke is a testament to the complexities of history. It reminds us that the past is not always a clear-cut narrative, but a rich tapestry of events, often interwoven with uncertainties and unanswered questions. It's a tale that encourages curiosity, invites speculation, and fuels the human desire to understand the unknown. As we continue to probe the past, utilizing modern tools and technologies, there is always the hope that a new piece of evidence, an overlooked artifact, or a novel interpretation might just provide the key to unlock this enduring mystery. Until then, the Lost Colony of Roanoke remains an enigma, a tantalizing puzzle that continues to intrigue. Until new evidence emerges, the fate of the Lost Colony of Roanoke continues to be a riddle wrapped in a mystery inside an enigma.